Hello and welcome back to Story of the Day for Year 3 Tier 6, and we're picking up at Chapter 50 of Grandpa's Great Escape by David Walliams. And yesterday Jack had said that he thought the only way out of Twilight Towers was in the coffins, and the chapter was entitled Cough Boggin, so let's see what his idea is. "That is preposterous," announced Mrs. Trifle grandly. "With respect, madam, I think the squadron leader is on to something," replied Grandpa. "Thank you, sir," said the boy. "If we're lucky, a high-speed coffin should protect us from the flames for just long enough. We just need to find the largest one and fasten the roller skates to the bottom of it with string." Mrs. Trifle harumphed again. She was quite a harumpher, but joined in the search. Working as a team, the three had soon found the largest coffin. Then, as fast as they could, they tied the roller skates to the underside with string. Next, the three lifted the coffin off of the stand and placed it on the floor. Jack rolled it to and fro, and Grandpa smiled. He had taught the young boy well. This was quite a brilliant plan. As soon as Jack opened the door, he could feel the intense heat from the fire. Thick black smoke was now billowing everywhere. In haste, the three wheeled the coffin out onto the landing. When they reached the stairs, they saw the huge wall of flames at the bottom waiting to swallow them up. They were running out of time. Fast. "Mrs. Trifle," began Jack. "Yes, dear. You lie down in here first, please." "Oh, this is most undignified," she complained. But she did what she was told and clambered into the contraption. Jack kept the heavy lid under his arm and gave the order. "Right wing commander, full throttle, please." "Roger," replied Grandpa. The two unlikely heroes ran alongside the coffin on the wheels, gathering as much speed as they could. It was as if the coffin was a toboggan. A coffin toboggan. A cough boggin. As they were about to reach the top of the stairs, the pair leapt in behind Mrs. Trifle. Jack first, then Grandpa. The old lady shrieked as the cough boggin thumped down the stairs at speed. "Ah!" Bonk, 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 bonk. Headed straight for the mouth of the inferno. Jack pulled the lid in place over them and held onto it tight. Inside the cough boggin, it was now pitch black, as it bumped and banged, first down the staircase, then along down the downstairs corridors, and the three suddenly felt a huge surge of intense heat. It was hot, hot, hot. For a moment, it was as if they were all three joints of meat roasting in the oven. Then, crash! The cough boggin smashed straight through the front door. Boom! Jack's plan had worked like a dream. Yes. All of a sudden, the sound of wheels rolling to the ground changed. The crunching noise meant they were now trundling along the gravel path outside. They had made it. The cough boggin ground to an abrupt halt. The boy pushed the lid off. Immediately, he noticed the once brown coffin was now completely black with soot. Jack leapt out before helping his grandfather and finally Mrs. Trifle up. The front gates of Twilight Towers were still shut, so the boy ushered the elderly pair across the lawn to the direction of the overhanging willow tree. He helped the two old folk first, then climbed up himself. Standing on the tree's branch, Jack and his grandfather looked back at Twilight Towers for one last time. They had escaped, and with not a moment too soon. The entire building was now being devoured by the fire. Flames shot out of the windows, licking the outside walls. Even the roof was now ablaze. Just before they turned to go, Jack said, "Congratulations, sir. You did it." Grandpa looked down at his grandson. "No, we did it." In the distance, Jack could see all the nurses fleeing across the fields. As for Miss Swine, she was absolutely nowhere to be seen. Had she remained trapped in the burning building? Or had she somehow escaped too? Something told Jack that he had not seen the last of her. The trio looked like Chapter 51, Swoon. The trio looked like a circus act on the boys' trike. It was designed for one very small child, not one very large child and two elderly people. After trying out a number of positions, they finally managed to arrange themselves. Jack was on the seat of the trike pedalling. Mrs. Trifle balanced her bottom on the handlebars, and Grandpa stood on the back on the rear frame. Because of Mrs. Trifle's enormous bulk, Jack couldn't see a thing. Her ample bottom was pushed right up against the poor boy's face. Instead, Grandpa had to shout directions as they trundled off down the country lane towards the town. Right turn 40 degrees. Oncoming milk cloak, 3 o'clock. The plan was to head straight for the police station, armed with a bundle of forged wills, or top-secret enemy documents, as Grandpa believed. The country would finally learn the ugly truth about Twilight Towers, and the wicked lady who had to run the place, whether she was found or not. If the nurses could be caught, they would all be looking for a lifetime behind bars for their evil deeds. It was hard going on the trike, especially uphill, and by the time the three finally arrived at the local police station, it was the early hours of the morning. The town was completely deserted. After Jack and his grandfather's previous misadventure with the police, the boy decided that Mrs. Trifle should be the one to go in and present the bundle of evidence, or, as Grandpa believed, the secret enemy plans being turned into British intelligence. Well, goodbye, Mrs. Trifle, said Jack. As much as she had gotten his nerves, he was going to miss her. Goodbye, young man, said the old lady. It was quite a night. I am not sure I will ever dance Giselle again, but thank you. Well, goodbye, Trifle, said Grandpa. Farewell, Wing Commander, she replied, as she closed her eyes and puckered up for a long, lingering kiss. Grandpa looked pretty shy. He gave the lady a peck on the cheek, and even that made her swoon. It was clear she was holding a candle for this war hero. As they watched her go inside the police station, Jack turned to his grandfather. Well, sir, it's very late. I should get you home. Oh, no, Squadron Leader, Grandpa said. What do you mean, no? Asked the boy. By no, I mean no. In case you had forgotten, Squadron Leader, there is a war on. But any moment now, the enemy could launch another offensive. I must return to active duty at once. Shouldn't you at least have a lie down, sir? A quick 40 winks, suggested Jack in desperation. Where's your sense of adventure, man? We must go back to base and take my Spitfire out the hangar. What? Grandpa looked up to the early morning clouds. The boy followed his gaze. We must take to the skies at once, exclaimed the old man. And tomorrow we will pick up at chapter 52, Lost Marbles.